Hey guys, in today's video we're going to merge Survival Game Kit version 2 with Advanced Locomotion version 3. The reason I use version 3 over version 4 is because of Advanced Locomotion is because Advanced Locomotion version 4 the blueprint copies just aren't the best for performance wise when it comes to packaged project and replication, and I always found version 3 to be a little bit better. So you could always just pull content in. I'm pretty sure version 4 only has the mantling and some animations, which aren't too difficult to move to version 3, which is another reason why I chose to use it. So without further ado, I'll get into that now. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create a project of Survival Game Kit version 2. I'm in Unreal Engine 4.25 right now, but for your Advanced Locomotion you're going to want to create it in Unreal Engine 4.23 or less, because if you create it in 4.24 or 4.25 then it will give you Advanced Locomotion version 4. And once you create your Advanced Locomotion version in 4.23 or earlier, this is what you get instead of version 4. So you want to open that up once and right click on the folder. Once you create your projects, you can pause here until you create your project files, and you want to migrate your Advanced Locomotion folder over to your Survival Game Kit version 2 content folder. Just move that all. Close this out now. And the first thing I like to deal with is the skeleton and the animations, just to get that out of the way. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to use the Advanced Locomotion version 3 skeleton. So we're going to want to go to Survival Game Kit, Meshes, Skeletal, and pretty sure they're both set to humanoid, but if they're not, you just go into the skeleton target manager, select humanoid, characters, man, skeleton, select humanoid. In the next step, the retargeting of the skeleton and the animations. So the retargeting of the skeleton will move all these sockets over, and there's no virtual bones, which are, I noticed that some people do have problems with virtual bones. You can actually if you ever run into them, a skeleton, and you look at this right here, you were to target this over, these wouldn't come over, but you needed them just because some assets have them for getting right hand positions and stuff. And just right click on it, just add virtual bone. The first one will be you look at the skeleton and it'll be on the head, for example, so that'll be the first bone, and then you add it to like the right hand arm, and then you just rename it exactly the way it is, and that's pretty simply done. But we don't need to do that for this one. So you want to go to Survival Game Kit, Meshes, Skeletal, UV4 Mannequin Skeleton, target to another ALS, and target. Let that do its thing. I want to right click on the content folder and fix the projectors. Probably didn't need to there, but I like to do it whenever I'm doing things, changing a lot of things, or removing things. We can delete this skeleton now that we have all the animations, because we're going to want to retarget all the rest this to the ALS mannequin skeleton, because right now we're in reference to this skeleton, which is not going to be using anymore. So you want to right click and click delete, and then you want to replace the references with the ALS mannequin here. Nice. Okay. Save. And now this one is going to get fix up redirectors. Now if we look at our advanced locomotion skeleton, now we have all our sockets. So that's the animations, retargeting, skeleton, and all the sockets done. Now we're going to want to I tried retargeting or reparenting the ALS to the Survival Game Kit character, but that I ran into some animation issues, so figured I did another project with the shooter gun system, which is actually a pretty nice system, I'm not gonna lie. It's a full body mesh, uses one skeleton, some pretty nice animations, a pretty cool customization interface. But this is the method that I'm going to use the methods I used there to get this working. Okay, the first thing we're going to want to do, we're going to want to move all the content, all the variables, and there's a few components to the ALS base character, and also these interfaces. So first thing we're going to do the interfaces. So there's the character interaction, or the character interface, the interaction interface, and the damage interface. So you want to go to the ALS base character class settings, add character interface, interact interface, and damage interface. They all have SGK in front of them, so it's pretty obvious that they're where they're coming from, in case you have any other assets in there with similar interfaces. Compile and save that. I know this is something like it won't work because of this input actions. You'll still need to click save, but if you do it on this, you'll be able to do it with all your other blueprints. So it'll also be set up for it. Is when you compile, it automatically will save if everything is successfully compiled in the blueprint. That, for example, just move that a little bit. Now you click compile, and it automatically saves it too. It takes a little bit of time, not really that much, but whatever. I like it. So the first thing we're going to want to do, or now that we have the interfaces done, we're going to want to get the character component. We want the variables. I'll grab these later because I know there's a few of them in here I think that I need. Not 100% sure. I think that might have been something to do with the controller. I could be wrong. It could be none of those. They all might be there now. So add these over. This is a bit of an easier way just to create all the variables in ALS character from here. I'm gonna small on the screen here. I already went through them. There's only one variable, the look at rotation, that has anything different about it. Every single other one is just default zeros and nothing else, just the category. I don't know why I'm doing this. I really don't know. Just OCD. I want to copy all these. Control C or copy. Control V or just Control V. And then you want to right click, create all these variables. And then you want to go to the look at rotation. It's gonna put in a category. Do not edit. Do not edit. Category. Okay, so I can select all these. Can't. Whatever. You can just delete all these off. Out of there. Don't need this chilling. And go to your look at rotation. Replicated. And I think it's owner. Skip owner. I was wrong. Skip owner. Should be about it for the variables. There's a macro, I think, too. Few macros. Okay. Macros are pretty not that difficult to click into them. I usually just spam click a few times and it'll open up this and it's Control C, the name, get the exact name. Just category was named similarly there. Is inventory open. And you want to go back and control all the content, copy all the content. I'm going to put the input and output. And here's this one created. Create that. Yep, nothing special about it. And let's have no. So I'm gonna go over here and just that to execution and base. Now you plug this into here. And rather than just creating, let's say you can just plug this, plug that in, true and false. Execution. So that's 1 of 4. Crouching. Copy that name. Do this. Control C or right click copy. Control V. Just create a space. Save. You could also drag out this. Sometimes you don't get a pin. There's no pin in here to drag out. There's actually one I think I can actually show you. It doesn't allow you to. It's just like a. I'll try to show you if it's there. Yeah, no. Not. But yeah, something like this. No, this wouldn't be it either. Well, whenever the input pin plugs in directly to the output pin, you can't just drag from a blank input to a blank output. So that's when you have to create it from the execution from in there, rather than drag like this. But anyway, forget what I was just clicking. Okay, so we have this crouching done. And now we want to go to is input blocked. Copy that name. See that there. Copy all this. Control V. And local player. Copy the name. Control-V. Copy all this. Control-V. Plug these into the branch. And that's the macros moved over. Now we have to go through the interfaces because there's some stuff. The interfaces should be here, but so you want to go to the character, see which ones have things filled out in. So in the SGK lean value, and I'm actually tested this Rob game kit leaning. See how SGK location. We're not gonna, probably not gonna be. I'm just gonna plug it in anyway. Right now it's not in use. This interface is not in use until I figure out what's in use over here. I'm pretty sure it's on begin play, probably on the event maybe. So the character sockets, something. These are these. So now we're gonna need to move over some sockets. So aim down sight, throw point, third person, aim off. See what the person, third person camera, third person. We have the copy these four and click paste those there. Then you just want to grab the throw point and drag it up to there so they all get there. Third person camera boom. Third person aim point. Third person springer. And boom over there. Paste that in, drag it up onto it. Wait, that's something. I want to actually drag this on third person camera. Set point. Those two. First person. Drag it there like that. Shooter gun system, I didn't use this or this because it was a full body setup, but we're gonna need these here. Okay, copy the first person body and the first person arms mesh. And if you're wondering about this method, I've seen this method used in games like Call of Duty, some more recent games that I've seen. I think a game that Squads does a method like this where where it cuts off the player's head and there's a mesh just for set up specifically for first person visibility. The reason the second mesh is there is so you can control things like the shadow and because you cut the mesh you set the visibility at a certain position. So if that's on the third person mesh, it'll still display even though you're in third person. So yeah, once you have those sockets, did I paste those ones over? No. You want the first person body, copy that, and that's connected to directly to the capsule component. Put that in there. By default on it. And then you want the first person arms. See? Yeah, first person cam. Right there. Drag it up. Oh, I keep selecting it. You don't need to select it. Drag it onto it anyway. So that's all of those over. So there. Okay. You want to select all these and Control C. And get the return too, just because the return will copy over in phases. I want to go to skip vector sockets, Control E. Delete this return, plug this one you copied over, and what else we got? Camera. There'll be some interference with both the cameras, but we'll work through that. We will need some stuff from the camera from SGK, which is you can make sure to copy the return node. Just to save some time. Plug this in. First person camera, you want to replace with the FD camera. Third person camera, you want to replace this with the third person camera. Camera boom, which is the spring arm. Valve game kit, you want third person spring arm here. Plug that in there. There you go. Nope. Yep. All we need to do here. Next one. Mesh. Okay. Can't delete the return node and two. In mesh type into the index. How that. Double check there's nothing special about it. Link for the character. Proximity to the yellow one. Item. There. Nothing. Fraction. Fraction, I go copy this. Turn. Right direction. And then and plug in the player and thing. Nothing. Thing. That. This in. Bring over the returns. Plug this one in and check the box. Putting our inventory references. Next. Nothing. Fraction. Damage. No help. I think that's about it. Basic. Oh. Yeah, and make sure you're in the right character class for you to go check in your interfaces. Track me. Dead player. Copy. Action. Take the speaker. This. And delete this. And everything. That went direct. There. Paste there. And 8. Save. Now we're going to want to do the damage interface. So nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. So we're not going to want to do the damage trace because there's nothing. Now that we have all the interfaces moved over, double checking it and go through. Accidentally. The Mac was over, there's no functions because they're all in the vector component. Components are really nice. They make it easier to pass things through other blueprints. You can also set them. You set this here. All this is now usable with whatever blueprint you set up with. Makes it easier for moving things between projects. Because if there wasn't a component, all of everything that was in here would have been in here, and I would have had to move over all the variables that dealt with this, all the code that dealt with this, all the functions that dealt with this. It just saves a lot of time. But add this, boom, done. And you also got to set it in the event graph. So now we're going to deal with. We have everything moved over now, so now we can actually start dealing with the event graph. So we're going to do the event graph gameplay first. Debating on if I should do a sequence or if I should just continue it here. Probably going to do a sequence. You can also continue it. So just going to go to my event graph, grab begin play stuff. Yeah, let's grab all this begin play and Control C or right click and copy. Control V. I'm going to rename this to SGK underscore begin play. And plug this into there. But I'm going to need a reference, sequence. Just right click and do that. I'm pretty sure you can just also hold S and click. Yep, creates a sequence. Very useful. plug this in. Like, gotta go in here and plug our inputs in so it actually runs through it. And then now we want to go in here and make sure everything is set up. So first you want to camera boom here, place it with the spring arm. We'll deal with the cam. I know it's going to cause issues, but we'll deal with that after. First person camera, camera. Replicated things always need to be refreshed, so refresh that. I'm going to create this. Nothing special. I think there's one of these that needs one of these. Could be wrong though. Yeah, I'm wrong. Refresh this. We're not going to do that. Just gonna put it in there for now. Actually, disconnect this for now, just so it's not doing the animation. Leave that for now. It causes it. Probably will find out. So that's begin play. That will set the spring arm and the camera. Set the inventory. So now we want the event. Where are they? Bug. Here it is. I want the MISIC events, which is like interface events and stuff. The reason I'm doing it bit by bit is because there's some things we may not need now, so like to know what everything is doing. The MISIC events. These are just the interface events and stuff. Over. Close them. Kind of weird I was not doing. Okay. I'm gonna play and see what's up. Oh. Probably go to game mode. SGK game mode, and we're gonna switch. We're gonna be using the ALS based character. Oh, yeah, nothing's gonna be working because we never dealt with the inputs yet. So I'm gonna deal with some input on the input graph now. Let's see what we got for inputs. Movement. So I'm just gonna deal with movement. Paste it over here. And we're missing some of our macros because macros don't copy over. So I think it's is inventory open and input blocks for all of them. It's crouching. Wait till. Oh. Inventory open. Input blocked. Just copy these, Control C. I'm using a few times. It's on the false over here. want to do these if it's not open, and if it's not blocked. Now you can move forward and right. But surprisingly enough, there's no errors displaying it. Trying to see if there's what's going on. Ooh. Yeah. We'll deal with that later. Move the arms so that they're gonna need to be repositioned and stuff. But they're there. That's what I was just looking for, to see if they were there. Keep going with these. Setting up. Try to keep things looking as organized as possible. Where is not open. We're not. It was not blocked. And maybe click into it. Yeah, in the player inventory is where all the variables coming from. So back to the event graph for the player input. And just one more crouch. Oh, I didn't do the crouching. Delete this, delete this. We delete them all, but I'm just going to do this for now because that's what I'm working on. And I'll go to the event graph. See. I'll pause it and test the camera a bit, see what's up. Alright, we'll just deal with the camera there, I think. So, I'm going to right click and close all tabs. And so now in our input graph, so but alright, so we're going to want to grab this pair forward here, input forward this and drag it up. I don't think we're going to need this. Actually, center. This right here. And this is and put this and this into the, there we go. Just to make it stuff. Still see the pin. I usually use something called electronic node, so it draws the lines a little better between here. Really useful. It's only, I think it's like $10 on the asset store. The input. Just gonna do that. Probably game gets a little wobble. This is where the wobble and camera shake is, but just disable that if you don't want that. Right in here. This. Backing up. So you only have this two. Not blocked. Yeah, just okay. I don't want first row here. A couple ways you can do is just take this up here, running, creating. Don't need to copy that. Flip the axes. Rather go with what this. Control C. Left. I'm not going to need this. It's copied from down there. Delete this. Delete these. This will create backward. But the left move now for the backwards. But delete that stuff. But then forward that. We just beat axes value now because that just so we only have it on the forward. Checking there. camera. Anything. I don't know why to do the fishing. Yeah. Doesn't deal with this. Okay, so wrong. Put in here. It's not left. It's turn. Input axes for turn there. And go to your event graph. And reconnect that. Disconnect testing. It won't be disconnected for you. I think this is the first person. Bring her. Some camera settings we're gonna need to work with. Let's quickly testing some stuff. Might actually be setting some stuff in the controller. We'll figure that out later. Or actually, I'm gonna pause and figure that out now. Yeah, I think I found it. Completely forgot, but the ALS base character doesn't come with a mesh set. So I'm gonna go in here, search for the mannequin from ALS advanced locomotion, then go in and set the mannequin animation blueprint for now. When you click play, you'll now have a character, but things are a little funny because camera settings. Right now we can just walk around. Can't pick up stuff, but you can see that even though we're loading up the ALS character, we can start interaction is there now. So we're getting somewhere. Let's see. Sync. I think the camera might be actually being set in. No. So it's gonna help us, but Yeah, there's our problem. Over mesh. Copy the location. Paste. Copy the rotation. Paste. Yeah, there we go. Now we're straight. Progress. Sorry for all the pausing and unpausing. I tried to keep it left off as left in the same area as much as possible. Keep it from being too confusing. So there's the camera input. Just in case. Organize things back a little bit now. A lot of inputs. How the text is all set up like that. I usually just have like the main one set up and then I'll do that inside here just for these ones. So I'll know like the forward input's there, so I can just go and see what's going on in the forward input. I won't see this. It's not the biggest deal. You can like read it when you're up close. It's actually not. It's actually pretty nice. But, so I can read it there. Okay, next thing we're gonna want the event graph is some more inputs. I'm just gonna get all these because we're gonna need all of these. Copy. Go to the ALS base character. Input graph. We'll paste all of this right here. And let's name the quick slots. Building parts. There's a inventory, something in the inventory screen we need. Locked input. By the way, this is the first time I'm doing this. So I'm basically just going along with you guys with this. Figured it'd be more interesting for me. I'm gonna try to pause it to where I can to like prevent too much time just looking around. It's inventory open. But there's some things I do like to look at just so you guys can get an idea, and I'm not just like plugging things in, just checking if the inventory is open. If it's not open, then you can use these actions. And there's another one for interact. Toggle camera view. Locked input. The reason I keep thinking I'm dragging up variables, I'm gonna have to get and set them. My mouse has a couple issues. I think I need to get a new one. Only just recently got one. I already have to go get a new one. If you notice that, like when I'm dragging, you'll see that there was a couple times there where it was undragging for me. A bit annoying, but I get a new one soon-ish. Been a little busy and haven't been able to do too many tutorials lately. Recently got a new job a few months back, working. because it doesn't see any more broken links. You can compile and save that. It didn't cause not even the one. I'm supposed to, but yeah. Now we just have our crouch, jump, and those that were hiding there, did find them. Copy all this. I'm gonna go over here. Just gonna put these under here like they were. Okay. Crouch is missing a couple things. Inventory open for the crouch. It's crouching isn't blocked. No. Rest. They're not down there. Also, to the trigger is crouch. Uncrouch. Sense. If not, uncrouch. Yeah. If you wanted a press and release crouch, put that in there and then we'll release the button, then it'll uncrouch. And the jump. Save that once. Grab the inventory check and your input check. This is input blocked. I'm just gonna do these just so I can compare them to the other one. Probably gonna need to have the input is blocked into the other one. About it. Maybe we'll check. So just over here, grab the camera input, setup, delete these. And I'm just gonna do these. And just check if the input's not blocked. Not sure if I want to use that versus ALS's. I'm just gonna delete it for now. So worst case scenario, we can come back and look at it later. And ALS base character. You want to I just like the looking direction more, which means that the camera stays behind the character. Spring arm needs collision testing. I'll keep it from banging through the walls and the floor. And then we have our left shift for sprinting. Sprint action. Walk action is just like when your character's walking, you can do from the jog to a very slow walk, and it just toggles between them both. An ALS feature. I'll set that up after quickly just to show you if you wanted to use it. So the sprint action. I'm going to set this up as an action mapping. So you want to go into your project settings, edit project settings, go to inputs, action mapping, sprint, left shift, then go in here, right click, and search for sprint. This is just so you can say when you set up your main menu, your options, you can set this up as a hotkey or adjustable key. You can change it. Settings. Okay, so we don't need this. Sprint key down, should sprint. This is ALS's sprint check. This is SGK's and this is ALS, so we don't need both. Just trying to think of which one there's gonna be more references to. But I like the name of this one better, so actually like the name sprinting. And when you put a B in front of a bool, it doesn't display it in the text. It's just for reference sake. Booleans. And delete this. Ooh, this is actually from. Yeah, that one was ALS's. I don't know what it was. So I just control Z, but you can just. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of ALS's. Thought about it enough now. I won't get mixed up. So delete, delete. Rest and released. And don't even know what the split key is. Pretty sure you type with that. Not sure why there's two. So let me see what's going on. I'm pretty sure it's just setting the sprint key down. Yeah. This or okay, so this is switch ALS gate. Just gonna pop. Okay, for now, just gonna delete this. So screen. There. No, I don't think we are gonna delete this. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. I'm just going through a few things, trying to pause it and unpause it, but pretty sure it's. I don't think the default is walking. The only problem. Oh yeah, if you are walking though, which can't be done now. It'll set you to running. Yeah, it's kind of pointless. We can leave this here for now because we might want to put in the walking later. And we want to go to the should sprint, find the references, and we want to change that to player inventory. Get sprint key down. So now it's checking reference from there. Now if the sprint key is down in the survival game kit, and you can sprint, true, it'll set the gate to sprinting, and if it'll set the gate back to running. Running is like this is the run. This is what they're considering running, and this is what they're considering sprinting. Speeds are working fine, left to right. Can't pick stuff up yet because I haven't done actually. No, I haven't done the interaction. So we're going to another one. Pause it for a second. Next, we're going to test and see like interaction should work, but does work, but off because it's using. To be able to pick things up properly. function. Yeah, we have personality going on. For some reason, I think that's due to the camera settings. I'll mixing up here, so pause the video and take a look at that. So after a bit of looking around, I think it might have something to do with these not being set to their proper locations. So go on to control point. Control point. Set up some. Pause on a couple of issues here. Okay, I ended up figuring out that the look at trace has to do with the spring arm's location. I also adjusted a few other things that they were in the right locations. I'll just go to them. You want your throw at point be right in front of right in front of your character right here. Your third person elbow. You don't need to have the decimals, you can just put these three variables, these three numbers. Third person elbow. Third person socket. Attach that to the head. Camera boom. Notice how it's off to the side there. Go to your spring arm. Drag it up. Drag it up. See how that looks. Off. Is interacting directly out of the heads. And into that little photos. So I found the culprit. It's getting it from the first person camera because you find references to your first person camera. Go to SGK camera. You notice that we forgot to plug in something in our interface here. Just drag off this and plug this in here. Save. Once you go into the SGK character camera, you can also find it right here. Faces character camera. Connect this. Save. Now the interaction should be fine. Here. Action properly related. You can't equip items yet because that's due to the animations. We're using the ALS animation loop in there now. Let's double check. I'm pretty sure that's it for the inputs actually. Jump. Let's see, let's compare the jumps. Some speeds. Other input. I'll be here for now. Let's get rid of these. This. This. This is for like, say you want to have the camera not follow you or follow you. Set those up at the end since it's important. Aim action. Might want something out of there. Go that way. Let's look at the weapons. Yeah, the surviving could have decent aiming. Sorry for being an extra long video of me just looking around a lot of things. You can skip through a little bit if you're comfortable with doing that. Testing the ragdoll. I'm gonna keep that as a key. Test for now. And switching between first and third person. Later. Switching left and right foot. Don't do that. Do that for the pull. And the debug. Don't ever use any of this stuff. Don't delete the whole thing. Don't ever need it. Crap. This is all that's left for ALS that we may mix in over time. Discontinue my graph. On there. Meaning we can Control C. The event graph. Control V. Just rid of the two, just when you copy stuff over it there. Cleaning. So references to the camera, spring arm. switch these out. Here too. First person camera. Person camera. I guess so. Yeah. That does track it there. Back to my event graph. No. Person camera. Delete that camera actually. Now you can compile, and if you did select this, then only it'll now start saving this. So there's all our extras. There's the non-input actions for Survival Game Kit. Or the not the non-input actions, the non-movement action. There's the extras. Kind of organize things so I can be a little more organized. Version. I usually color code everything. I'm going to show you another. Color code things. Anyway, movement. The blue. Way. Staff to the leaning. Damage vents. I don't know if I put this over. If I did this on video, I think I might have just been testing. I don't think it's needed though. That was when I was testing this. Try to fix this. Don't delete that from it. I'll put it there. If you already have it there for some reason, and I just deleted that. And it was, and I put it in the video for some reason before. I'll end up finding out and fixing it, but if I never did that before, don't do it. I can go into the input graph and check the damage vent now. I'm a little tired, starting to get a little bit tired, getting all over the place. Yeah, there's what I was doing. There. Update look at rotation. We'll take this, put it there. So it ends up causing some problems. Get down, so I'm going to go to your event graph. Name stuff, so event graph. Add another pin. That in. Nice, organize them. Sorry about that. Here, plug this in. Name. I'm naming it SGK update rotation, just so I can. I'm not even sure it might end up having to move it. ALS handles a lot of this stuff. And debug, which is debug settings for oriented. I don't even know where. I'm never testing out the new version 2. So I will. If you want them, you can copy and paste. Here's your debug events. You might want to refresh this. I think that's everything for the player. And there's from here it's just animations and animation blueprints stuff. And some adjustments like the speeds and stuff like that. I might have to just mix it up with some. But I think I'm gonna end the video here now and do the animation part 2. You don't have to worry. I'm gonna upload them both at the same time. So when you see this video, get this other one be. If it's not there, it'll be right behind it. So thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. If you like the video, sorry it's a bit long. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll leave a link to my Discord channel if you have any questions or requests that you'd like. I have a few plans and doing a few other things, like a few people wanted ballistic visual effects and different little things like that. So I was going to show how to add that in and different little things. So that's about it. Thank you. See you in the next video.